Ladies and gentlemen, my name is
Scott.
Hey, yo. Is that his younger brother? It's gonna be
Jeff.
The cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
And you're listening to
all of the great action figures from our good friends at Hasbro.
The Fullyposeable.
Have your own WrestleMania with all your favorite figures.
Wrestling Figure
Each sold separately from LJN.
Podcast.
And we are the Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling.
Hey, welcome to episode 545 of the Fullyposeable Wrestling Figure Podcast, longest running episodic wrestling figure podcast going today. My name is Jeff, and sitting alongside next to me is my real life brother, not storyline brother, Scott. Scott, say hello.
Hello.
What's going on, dude?
Well, I was talking last week about working in the office and putting more stuff up.
Yeah.
And I think I made more of a mess than I actually got to hang up. It was like the more I unearthed, there was so much. As you can see, obviously the listeners can't see, but you can see, Jeff, over my right shoulder here, that is a pile of wrestling buddies that were intended to get hung up on the wall, but the walls are super textured in this house. Mm-hmm. And so the 3M sticky doesn't sticky. It falls off after like 30 seconds.
Okay.
And I could not get the headphone hooks to stick. So I found a little hack that I need to do as soon as I get kind of another free weekend or a free couple of days. What you do is you put painter's tape, blue tape on the wall, and you rub it in so it absorbs, like it kind of fills in the texture.
Yeah. And
then you put the 3M stick over that. And I'm actually going to use Velcro to put the hook against on the wall. So maybe it'll hold a little bit better. And then the wrestling buddy goes on the hook. So that's kind of my next project, is hanging up the wrestling buddies. But I had hung the Road Warriors, the exclusive ones we got a couple years ago, the ones that are signed by Paul Ellering. I hung those up over my door and they looked fantastic. I'm like, oh, sweet, this looks good. Then I was going to start the rest of the room. I go downstairs, I'm getting some food, and I hear clunk, clunk, bang. And I'm like, shit. I come upstairs, I open the door, and there's Hawk and Animal lying face down, like they had fallen off the scaffold at Starrcade 86, face down on the floor. I'm like, oh, damn it. So the hook didn't stick to the wall. But now I found that hack. I'm going to try that next.
Where'd you learn the hack at?
Just Googling it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And they recommended using the Velcro. I think I have it in here somewhere. But yeah, it's actual Velcro brand strips. And it's got the sticky side. So I'm going to put the sticky side up against the wall, obviously, on one side with the Velcro sticking up, and the sticky side on the other end of the hook, and then attach it through Velcro instead of just depending solely on the 3M Stickum.
Okay.
So
nice.
We'll see if that works any better.
Okay. Perfect, dude. And then this past weekend, we went to Forbidden Door.
Yeah, I went to a wrestling show, and I realized that was my first wrestling show, Jeff, since WrestleMania in 2023. That was WrestleMania 39. That was my last wrestling show.
So let me ask you, what did you think?
I actually really enjoyed it. Swerve and Ospreay. Wow. Blown away with how good it was. It was good. I enjoyed it for a live wrestling show, and for $50, we had good seats. We got 5 hours of wrestling.
We got our money's worth, didn't we?
Easily. And Eddie brought up a good point when we were sitting there, because Eddie from Drunk Wrestling History, and Adam as well, went with us. We're sitting there watching it, and Eddie was like, dude, you realize there's like no filler on the show? There were no commercials. I think there was maybe one, maybe two backstage promos, but it was match instead of commercial, promo, commercial, match, commercial, promo, match. It was match. It was wrestling. It was a wrestling show. It was not a let's shill our shit and then have some wrestling in it as well, which WWE does. So I enjoyed it if anything, just for that fact that it was a wrestling show. And I mean, say what you will about AEW and their booking and some of the choices they've made, whatever. But I look at that main event of the show, and those guys just killed it. Yeah. Swerve and Ospreay are, dude, next level talents. Amazing.
So the only knock I had against it is, one, it should have been Saturday night.
Agree. Yes, I was going to get to the whole bitching about timing thing.
If it was a Saturday night, I think it would have been a lot better because you could be like, oh, cool. You could feel better. Like, I don't have to go to work tomorrow. I could just sleep in. The show got over at about 10 our time.
Yeah.
And the fact that it was 10 o'clock on a Sunday night, and I hate to be the old man in the rocking chair going, oh man, this is going late, that type of thing.
Yeah.
But that was the only downside to that. Other than that, it was a fun show. Say what you will about that cage match. That cage match had it all.
See, they lose me with that stuff, dude. The whole thumbtacks and
I loved it. It had wrestling a little bit. It had nostalgia with the Nintendo. It had hardcore. I mean, it just had a hodgepodge of everything.
It had a Lord of the Rings reference.
Yes. And then Orange Cassidy getting the orange and squirting it into the eye. I mean, it just had everything. Like, the match to me was so much fun. And I could see why it would lose some people. But at the same time, it was just so much fun because there was just so much craziness going on. Again, I'll go back and say, doing it on a Sunday, they've got to switch that up to a Saturday.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Does AEW normally do their pay-per-views on Saturdays or Sundays?
Sometimes it's Saturdays, sometimes it's Sundays.
So there's not a set day that they do them on. It varies. Okay, so Clearly they didn't do it on Saturday because the Clash in Paris or whatever it was happening on Saturday.
Yeah, but that's never stopped them before. If I'm not mistaken, they've went head to head
with pay-per-views. I mean, I know they have TV, but I didn't know about pay-per-views. They've gone head to head.
I thought they have.
Okay. I didn't know that. I just figured AEW scheduled Sunday, WWE scheduled Saturday.
No, sometimes they schedule Saturday, sometimes they schedule Sunday, but
okay.
That was my only knock, is that it just went late. And over on the East Coast, people were going to bed at 1.
That was our complaint too. Eddie was saying that too. He's like, dude, you're going to keep people up till 1 a.m. on the East Coast?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, granted, Ospreay and Swerve killed it. They should not have been rushed. But I didn't think it needed to be that many matches. Like, I understand you're trying to give fans their money's worth. Mm-hmm. But, dude, there were 11 matches, 10 matches on that show.
There was 11 matches, and I think they got through the fourth one at 6:30 our time or 7 o'clock. And we're like, shit, we still have 7 more matches.
Yeah, it was 7 o'clock, and they were 4 matches deep. There were still 7 more to go. You're like, dude, this show's not going to get over till 11 o'clock. And again, I hate to be the old guy in the room like you, Jeff. We need to get to bed. But we had to get to our jobs the next day, you know, and I didn't get home until after midnight.
I was talking to Rucker, and he says there's got to be a happy medium between AEW's 11 matches and then you watch WWE. It's only 4 matches. There's got to be a happy medium.
I agree. And WWE really does their best. I mean, maybe outside of WrestleMania, their big 4, to really shave that show down to 3 hours. And I think that would really suit AEW well to okay, you want to have all these matches, throw some more in the pre-show. Mm-hmm. Not everybody needs to be on the card. Chris Jericho wasn't even there, right? So not everybody needs to be on the card. So maybe move some of those matches to the pre-show, start it an hour earlier, and give us a solid 4 or 5 hours of wrestling, but start that shit earlier, man. Damn, people on the East Coast, I felt for you guys staying up till 1 o'clock. And again, Ospreay and Swerve killed it. But asking people to stay up until 1 a.m. when you got to get to your job the next morning is kind of brutal. Come on, Tony Khan.
But on the flip side of that coin, when you order an AEW pay-per-view, you're getting your money's worth.
Oh, for sure. And buying a ticket to the show, you're getting your money's worth.
And honestly, I paid $310 for WrestleMania seats. And dude, I left San Jose going, okay, I'm dog tired, but I feel like I got my money's worth with that show.
For sure. And you paid a sixth of the price.
But overall, the show was fun. Again, $50, $52 for our seats. I wish they had better merch. Their merch, I was going through their stand and it was just kind of, it's all right. I mean,
we say the same thing about the figures. So
what figures?
Well, there's still more to come. And with that said, I've kind of been on the fence about picking up a Swerve and a Ospreay figure. So you had said that you're not really a huge fan of the Ospreay Supreme.
It's okay. I wish they would have put him in different gear.
Okay, so that gear is inspired by one of his matches. I forget which one it said.
Yes, I'd have to go grab it. It's in the other room. I have to go grab it and read it.
Okay, but there's nothing wrong with the face sculpt. You think the sculpt is good?
It's good.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of one face sculpt that they just killed it on, and I'm drawing a blank off the top of my head right now. But as far as Jazzware's face sculpts, it's good. The jacket's good. All the extra heads. You get the You get all the stuff with the Supreme.
Compared to the Ringside exclusive that they just released?
So that's the counterpoint is I like the gear better in the Ringside one, better than the Supreme.
Okay, I think I'm going to order the Supreme. I think that's the Ospreay figure I want in the collection. Only reason, I don't know when we're going to be getting more 6-inch scale AEW figures.
Right.
I don't know when that's happening. So just going to the show, I'm like, I want a Swerve and I want an Ospreay. So curious what people would recommend for a Swerve figure. I know there's one on AEW shop right now where he's got a jacket and a visor and the AEW title. That one looks pretty cool. So I'm kind of thinking about that one. So I'm going to be adding a couple AEW figures to the collection.
Nice, dude. Nice.
And that's not the only AEW figure I added to the collection when we get to our toy spotting segment.
All right. Well, we'll get into that here shortly. You guys know where to get our shirts. You guys know where to follow us. You guys know where to listen to us. You're doing it right now. You can go onto Podbean and go all the way back to episode 1 and do a binge of 544 episodes or 45 episodes. That'd be cool if they did it all at once, nonstop. That'd be great.
I've got 2 months to kill. Let's listen to nothing but Fullyposeable.
They'd be so sick of us by episode 300. They're like, oh my God.
That long? I'd be like, by episode 3, they're like, I'm done with these guys.
Boy, this audio sucks. They sucked at the beginning. We know.
Well, you could send us an email and tell us why.
Exactly. Please rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes. And you can send us any audio questions, or anything else at all. Send it on over to fullyposeablewfp@gmail.com. Like Josh Thompson did this week. Scott, hey, Jeff and Scott, JT here, back with that listener segment question. Boys, if Boss Fight did get the license to do AEW, now this is a if, what are some things you'd like them to do that would get you more sold on the line than Jazzwares did? I have 3 things at the moment. 1, make the figures the same way they've been making the Lucha figures. I know this is most likely to happen, but I'd like Boss Fight to take a if it ain't broke, don't fix it approach. I like their figures because they are just like WWE Ultimates with a lot of articulations, hands and heads, and accessories. I kind of subscribe to your guys thinking that AE Jazzwares mainline was missing a little something. And I think having figures that had Ultimate-like articulation would help me buy into the line more. Number 2, getting some legends. I know this is going to be a bit more trickier, but I have to agree with Scott that AEW dropped the ball on legends. AEW and Jazzwares dropped the ball, I'd have to say. Limited edition runs of guys like Owen Hart, Rock and Roll Express in 2-pack, and even the Von Erichs would sell well, in my opinion. And at worst, would open the door to AEW signing more legends to be exclusive or a part of the figure line. 3, rings and sets. Yes, Jazzwares, I know you guys did rings and some play sets, but I want Boss Fight to give us an elite ring that's more close to Mattel's. And he put in parentheses, except maybe a little smaller. And Boss Fight and Extreme sets do a Mega Powers handshake and work together on pop-up sets. I know not everyone is a fan of the cardboard sets, boys, but give Extreme sets their flowers. The Retro Arena pop-up looks amazing. I can easily see Extreme sets doing a great job on entrance sets for Dynamite, Collision, and All Out with the poker chips on stage. And a part of me wants them to go a little all out. Is that a pun?
I think that was a pun. Well done, JT.
And do a set for the golf course show AEW did or Stadium Stampede. So, Scott, actually just coming back from an AEW show, what are some things? Now, this is hypothetical. There's nothing been announced.
Right.
Hypothetical. If Boss Fight were to get AEW, what would you like to see them do to differentiate themselves from Jazzwares?
Consistency. I think that's the biggest thing, is be consistent with the figures, because that was one of our biggest gripes over the years, Jeff, is some figures you would look at and you're like, that's garbage. Like that one Christian Cage that came out that he looked like he was like 78 years old. You're like, what the, you guys, that's horrible. And they released it. Like, what are you guys doing? But then you'd get a figure like the House of Black set, or figures like in the House of Black set. And you're like, holy crap. You compare that horrible Christian Cage to this House of Black set where every figure is just amazingly kick-ass. You're like, why can't we do this every time? And that was the most frustrating thing for me, was the lack of consistency. And I think if Boss Fight or whoever gets the license can have some consistency with the line, where look, Mattel's not even 100%, right? Mattel's got issues too. but it has to be in the high percentages of good to low percentages bad. And as long as Boss Fight can stick to that, I'll be a happy camper. And I think a lot of the consumers will be as well. One thing for me is start off smaller scale. Don't go to retail. Keep it online, pre-orders. Don't go big, right? I don't think that AEW is there with their brand to be able to push figures to retail yet. My opinion. I think it should be online. And if the demand is there, and again, look how KWK has done it, right? Sean started small. There were issues. He fixed those issues. Now he's bigger, right? And he's putting out consistently excellent product, building his customer base. And now people are looking for his stuff. I think whoever takes over the AEW license needs to do kind of the same thing. Start off 4 figures and make them big names. Do it quarterly. So every 3 months, 4 more figures, or do it 3 times a year. Give us 4 figures, 3 times a year. That's 12 figures in a year, but make them big names and make them kick ass. Don't release shitty product like Jazzwares did. You look at that series 1 and it was like, it's kind of rough sledding. Like what's this color? what skin tone is that? Is that jaundice? He doesn't look well. So as long as you are consistent, releasing good product, giving out big names, those 3 releases a year of 4 names each, I think that's going to be able to expand by year 2 because demand is going to be there. And then maybe by year 3, you're at retail. But start small. There's no rush. We're not in a race. AEW isn't going anywhere. It's sticking around. Tony Khan's got that money. The fan base seems to be building, but start small, build the brand. By year 3, I would imagine the demand will be there where they can maybe sprinkle into retail a little bit. But just consistency is the key, right? Don't overdo it. And I agree with JT. If Boss Fight sticks to what they're good at with their wrestling figures, and they are very good at those, I don't think that there's going to be an issue.
And I do want to reiterate, we don't know if Boss Fight has the license. There's no, but there.
No, this is all hypothetical, just ballpark spitballing.
And you're right. Their fan base is growing. I did not expect the turnout that they had in San Jose. That was
thank you for stating that. Yes, it was a huge turnout for them.
That was a huge crowd for a Sunday night in San Jose.
Yes.
I mean, usually Sharks will get that turnout, but a wrestling show on a Sunday night? Not really. It's rare. It's rare.
Very little was tarped off on that upper level too, because the lower bowl was done. Like that lower bowl was full. Mm-hmm. Even most of the second bowl was full and they had some of it tarped off. But I'll be perfectly honest. I thought it was going to be like those pictures I had seen a couple years ago where they basically pushed all the fans to one side and the rest of the place was blacked out with the tarp. It was not like that in San Jose at all. And I was impressed. I'm like, this is great. The fans really showed out, which is good for us because that means they're going to want to come back to the West Coast.
Now, whoever gets the license, I agree with you, Scott. They got to start small and not a bad formula that you had. Start off with 4 figures once a quarter. Also do 2 figures for like an ultimate line and release those every 6 months.
Okay. Would you do like so like Boss Fight has their basics that they've done, and then they've done their kind of like elite/ultimate line.
Yes.
Would you keep a format like that where like your basics are your quarterlies and then your ultimates or elites are a couple times a year? Or would you do all of them as like their elite scale and then they're going to create some new like ultimate version that comes out maybe twice a year?
So 4 elites every 4 quarters. Or every quarter. Sorry, 4 quarters in a year.
So 16 figures a year.
So 16 figures a year, but 2 ultimates once every 6 months. So hypothetically, they'll do, I'm going to just throw this out, Cajun Cope and Young Bucks for the first 4. Okay. And then they do Osprey and MJF for ultimates for the first 6 months.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. I know you got to get your champ in there. So let's throw MJF also into the elite. So I don't know. I'm trying to just I'm just spitballing some stuff.
Right. No, I get it.
But they've got to do something to make the Ultimates feel special, kind of similar to what Jazzwares did with the Supremes.
Yeah. And the Supremes were a great idea.
That was fantastic. Excellent idea on those Supremes. I mean, the heads, the torsos, the legs. I mean, you felt like you got your money. going back, felt like you got your money's worth with Supremes.
For sure. A lot of accessories. I thought the posability on those things was incredible. I've got two. I've got Sting and CM Punk, and I think they're excellent figures.
Also, that it wouldn't hurt to try to put them in mom and pop like comic shops. I don't know. That would be kind of
okay. That's an interesting choice. Yeah.
I wouldn't hate that, because like I could imagine just be like, either A, I can go down to I can go online and get the new figures, or B, I can just go drive down to Alameda Comic Shop and just grab the figures there. I kind of like that idea of them being in comic shops. I don't know.
Sell them at your shows too, and promote the product. Have that cross promotion. I'm perfectly 100% upfront. I hadn't watched AEW, so I don't know if they promoted the Jazzwares line at all during their broadcasts. But again, we've said this many times about WWE. I think if they had promoted the product more, and I'm going back to the crowdfund stage, if they had promoted that on their shows like SmackDown and Raw, and not just like one time on SmackDown, I think, and then once on NXT, if they had done it more and they had done it consistently, that thing would have funded. So I think promotion by your brand is extremely important. And I'll just go back to the Hasbro commercials from back in the day, even the LJN commercials. If you're marketing these things to kids, hell, you're marketing them to adults as well. We're going to get excited about seeing a commercial like that. It's going to make us want to go, especially the kids. You're going to want to go buy that product. But that cross promotion from main brand to product line, that needs to happen. It's imperative. So if whoever picks up the license for AEW, and I don't know if they were doing this with Jazzwares, but the promotion by AEW needs to be there behind the product.
Also, they need to put the figures on the table.
Oh, dude, thank you. You have soda bottles sitting there promoting soda, but you don't have your action figures. What in the hell, dude? Put the action figures up there. Hell, let them get batted around during a match. Even better. Hand them to the kids at ringside. Like, even better. Get that on camera.
Yeah. Have them on the table where Schiavone and Excalibur and Nigel. Just have them all right there. I shouldn't say all, but like have them right there. And I don't know, put a place where they'll be on websites. So like hypothetically, let's go back. If it is Boss Fight, bossfightstudios.com or AEWshop.com.
Slap a QR code on the figures.
Oh, bingo. Beautiful. This is marketing. This is marketing 101. It's beautiful.
But it hasn't been done. That's what blows me away. Dude, watching primetime wrestling, when they had the figures, like exactly like you're saying, you had the figures lined up. You and I were squinting at a 13-inch television trying to figure out that first series of Hasbro.
Non-HD.
Yeah. This was in 1990. Can you imagine kids now? Like a new series comes out and you line them up. Kids are going to be running up to the screen like, oh, who's in the next set? I, as an adult, will run up to the screen going, who is in the next set? It's that excitement around the brand that I think you need to build on the show. So I hope that happens as well.
Yeah. So there's plenty of ideas out there for the company that does get the line next. I'm really hoping it's Boss Fight just by seeing their product.
I love Boss Fight.
Their Penta and Phoenix figures were excellent. Their whole Lucha line was excellent.
The Dralistico that they did has been getting raves from people who aren't even wrestling figure fans. They're like, what in the hell is that?
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be my pick. If they were like, Scott, who do you want to get the figures? It would be Boss Fight.
Yeah. Hey, even maybe Major Pod gets it. Maybe they do venture off into 6-inch scales. I mean,
I would be 100% okay with that too. They've already got a great business model working for them.
And on top of that, they have a website that a lot of people frequent. They have the opportunity to grow with that. So,
but there's a conflict.
There is that part.
Yep. So that's why I think that's not going to happen.
Well, they're making AEW big
that's
rubber
true.
guys.
That's true. But I think that deal was done before Cardona signed with WWE.
It was.
Yeah. So I don't know the future of that. We'll have to see.
Okay. JT, great question. Love the ideas that you came up with, especially with stages too. Great job.
Yeah. And there's a potential for crowdfund as well. Yeah. So that opens that door as well for whoever gets the line next. I love crowdfunds. It really forces people that have been calling for certain things for years that when those things finally come up and they're like, hey, you have a chance to own this thing, put your money where your mouth is. It forces us to do that. And I like that.
Yeah. July 25th, Fullyposeable YouTube channel. We are doing the live with Sean Ing. That is just a few days away, 23 to be exact. We will be doing a live with Sean Ing for the San Diego Comic Con. Comic is Comic. MIC for KWK.
Very good, Jeff.
Thank you. I've been doing it for the past few weeks. I'm glad you're paying attention this week. But that is July 25th. We're still going to nail down the time. We're still going to nail down some guests. And then we will be coming to you live, Fullyposeable YouTube channel with Sean Ing for San Diego Comic-Con. That's July 25th. We'll let you guys know the time and the guest as we get closer. Scott, did you pick up anything?
I did. So you're going to get to this in the news, so it's kind of a spoiler. AEW released a exclusive Sting to Ringside. Technically, they released 2 exclusive Stings to Ringside. One of them, they're both Surfer Stings. One is in a bright orange. The other one is in a bright blue. Each one comes with 3 heads, 3 different paint jobs on each head, I might add. So I jumped in on the orange.
What made you go orange?
I don't know. It was a Friday. I don't know the answer to the question, dude. It was just, I like the orange better than, I think for me, that bright orange captures the 80s so much more than the bright blue, because I like that whole neon screaming orange color that comes off of them. And that to me is what Sting was all about, were those bright, just neon colors. And the orange popped, in my opinion, popped more than the blue. So I went orange. And yeah, I noticed when I said the different paint jobs, Jeff, if you go to Ringside and you look at the both Stings, actually, they do come with 3 different heads. He does have the rat tail, by the way, too, which I always love that touch. It is 3 different paint jobs, and not just like varying degrees of paint on the face. It's entirely different paint jobs. So it's basically like 3 different Sting faces.
And what's the price on the Sting?
I want to say 34. Yes, $34.99.
Okay.
And I was looking at the Osprey, but I'm like, we'll see. I might order him with one of the other figures you're going to be getting to in the news.
Okay.
To get that $60 shipping. So we'll see. But the orange Sting is going to be on the way. I think it's December that comes in stock. And
have you checked out Will Ospreay Supremes on eBay?
I have not, but he's still on Jazzware's site.
Dude, jump on that.
Yeah, last check anyway.
Definitely jump on that, because once they're gone, they're gone. That's going to be the problem with Jazzwares. And this I could see happening. They won't have a new person or a new company to release their stuff. And then all the stuff on Jazzware's site is going to be done. And all of a sudden there's going to be a mad rush to eBay for AEW figures.
Oh, isn't that interesting? Jazzwares, I'm on their site, shop by brand, and AEW is not under their list of brands. That is interesting, folks. Let's see. AEW.
Try AEW shop.
It's okay. I'm on there now. Let's see. They have AEW Unmatched Wave 13 bundle for $125. There's Hook. There's Chris Statlander. Oh, okay. They've got them separately. The Outrunners, Kyle Fletcher, Tony Storm. Yeah. Will Ospreay Supreme is up there for $40.
Okay. Or wait for a holiday sale, if they are even going to be doing that anymore. We'll see.
Yeah. Oh, and they do. Oh, the Swerve is sold out. That's the Black Panther Swerve.
Oh, that was like last year's San Diego Comic-Con, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's sold out. But they still got the Will Ospreay, so I think I'll wait for one of those cool 30% off sales.
Okay.
And then I'll jump in on it and add an Ospreay. Well, I mean, even if they sell out, whatever, I'll just get the one off of Ringside. But yeah, I did do a little bit of toy spotting this week. I picked up that Sting.
Okay. Oh, Tim, a huge thank you. He picked me up the Rock LJN figure.
Mm-hmm.
It was funny. Tim, you, me, special guest Sean, were all sitting at Fat Burger. We closed down a Fat Burger.
Yeah, we had dinner, and by the time we left, we were hungry again.
I was actually thinking about getting more food, but anywho, had a great time with Tim and special guest Sean. And Tim picked me up the Rock LJN. Love the belt that comes with it.
Very cool.
But while we were there, Tim had broken out a Roddy Piper LJN for Brian from the Legendary Wrestling Figures, and he was going to send it off to Brian. Well, when Tim busted it out, dude, the flood of nostalgia just hit me, just punched me right in the face, dude.
Yep.
And the more I looked at it, it was just like, oh, I need that Piper. Like at first it was like, I've already got Jake, I've already got Piper, but seeing it on the blue card just brought back the wave of memories.
Absolutely.
Next day, special guest Sean went to Target, found Piper, I was like, yes, please.
Oh, sweet. Right on. So you did get it.
I did. Yes.
Very cool. Very cool.
So I ended up picking Piper up, and that's about it for me, dude. That's about all I picked up. I kind of spent quite a bit on Prime Days and also with the kit.
Yep. Which, by the way, is up on BBTS now for $360. So you did well getting it for $300.
You know what's killing me is not only is there a kit, but now there's going to be quote unquote Country Boys.
Yep.
That's going to be around the corner.
End of this month. Yeah, and that's going to be kind of a double whammy too, because by the time they release that for the pre-order and then you see the price tag on it, you're going to have seen what San Diego Comic-Con is bringing our way through the end of the year and early next year. So you're just going to feel the money being vacuumed out of your wallet.
Yeah. Damn you, Top Ramen toys. It is Top Ramen, the soup, right?
Yes.
Okay. Anyways, it's a play on words. Sorry.
And that generally looks so damn good, dude.
I know. And you know what? I was talking to Ring Skirts, and he even mentioned, he goes, I don't think there's a day that's gone by where I haven't looked at it. And I've done that. I've done that same exact thing where I've gone and looked at it numerous times.
You know what does it for me?
Daisy Duke shorts.
Aside from that,
the tight pants on Bo Duke.
Okay. Not listening to you anymore.
Tight pants on Luke Duke.
Nope. The bright orange paint job. It's got that gloss, that look that the General Lee from the show had. It's got the white around the tires, the white writing around the tires, and it's got that 01 on the door that just pops. And when you look at it from the side profile, that is everything from that show that brings back all those memories of being around the TV on Friday nights, watching the Dukes of Hazzard. It's like they pulled it right out of the television and stuck it in your lap. It's not a matte finish General Lee, like cheap plastic. This has a gloss to it, and it captures the car perfectly. And like Nate, every time I come across a picture of it, I have to stop and just admire it. And yeah, the figures are great. They did an awesome job on the figures, but that car, oh, dude, they just nailed it. I'm hoping, like you had mentioned last week, it doesn't have all the bells and whistles that Kit does. So I'm hoping that drops the price a little bit, but I'm so in on that thing.
Well, we'll see what that price is later this month, and we will all be weeping while we're taking out our credit cards to pre-order.
I'm hoping $300 all in.
Scott, I have a question for you. Just a random question. As far as Jazzwares, and let's encompass all wrestling figures ever, all wrestling figure companies, I should say, all wrestling figure companies since the beginning of time, where would you put Jazzwares? Would you put them in like an S tier, an A tier, a B tier, C tier, D tier? So S tier is like a superior tier. A tier is like your grades, A, B, C, stuff like that. So what would you give Jazzwares?
Jazzwares had a 7-year run? 2019?
2020. That was
2020.
Yeah, that's when the figures officially hit. So they had coming up on about a 6-year run.
Okay. So they don't get high marks for longevity when you compare them to LJN was only 5 years, unless you count Grand Toys as part of LJN, or if you count them separately, just call it a 5-year run. Hasbro 5-year run. So, I guess I can't really knock them too much for that when you bring those things into consideration. Remco was like 3 years, and those are some of my favorites. Shit, Galoob was 2 years?
Yeah.
That's if you count the UKs.
They didn't even get a second series. Well, not out here, at least. In the US.
I guess we've been spoiled by like Jakks, Mattel, right? Because those guys had long runs with the figures. Okay, so I'll give them a decent mark for longevity. Inconsistency is a big knock, but what they did well, they did really, really well. Like I would put them on par with like Mattel's best stuff. That House of Black set, I keep going back to it, is so freaking good. I'll give them a letter grade as opposed to like putting them into a tier.
You're between a B- and a C+, aren't you?
I am. That's exactly where I am. Yeah. It's almost like you're watching Portnoy give pizza a rating and you're like, I know where he is. And he's debating between that's exactly, I'm at his B-, C+. And I think the only reason they're going to get a B-, Jeff, is because of the CM Punk Ultimate, which is one of my favorite figures, and the House of Black set, because that really showed the top of what Jazzwares was capable of. and was the top of my frustration as to why can't all of your figures be like this. And I'll tell you what, another figure underrated, they're Chris Statlander from their last series. Amazing figure. Job well done on that one. So, and the Mercedes figure is really good too, that exclusive. So out of everything, I'll give them a B-.
That's where I was going to go, B-. Their Supreme set basically saved them on this one.
Yeah. The Penta and Phoenix are outstanding in ththose Supremes too.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Just absolutely amazing. The headdresses, I mean, just everything on those Penta and Phoenix. Surprising, the Young Bucks never got a Supremes.
That's right. They did not.
Interesting. But honestly, like, that's what saves them is their Supreme sets, their exclusive sets, the House of Black. Just the Aleister Black one was fantastic.
Yeah. The Dalton Castle that they did was really good too.
That was really good too, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. The whole outfit he had on with the wings when you raise the arms. Very cool. Very cool set. So that'll save them from being average. They're a small step above average.
Okay. Yeah, I was kind of curious where you would put them because it's hard to say that they were great because their unrivaled and unmatched set just really brought them down. But when you look at their Supremes and their exclusives online, and those figures were just fantastic.
Lack of legends for me also brings that score down.
But how much is that of his Jazzwares and how much of that is AEW?
I don't know. Knowing Jeremy's power that he had when he was with Jax, he could go get those guys. I don't know if he had that same power with AEW or if he wasn't even involved with it.
So that's one I can't really fault them on because we don't know what the status of that contract. Do they have the same statuses or the same contract as WWE has with Mattel?
Yeah.
So we can't really say until we know for sure if they had the option to go get legends or not. So
yeah, good point. Good point.
So I'll go B- with you on that one. But overall, like what was on shelves was meh. And that's hard to say because you really want to put your best product out there. Luchasaurus was good. It was eye catching. So was Brody King.
But then you had Riho.
Yeah. Like you said earlier, those first few sets were a little hard to choke down a little bit.
Yeah. Tough to get excited about.
Yep. So, all right. B- for Jazzwares on their time with AEW.
But they still have 5 months left and there is still going to be product coming out. So,
well, we got Sting
and the Osprey.
Osprey.
Yeah. There's still stuff we'll see.
Yep. All right. Let's jump into those pre-orders. Collect Major for July. Wasn't really any pre-order up. If you go to collectmajor.com, Kerry Von Erich is up there. He's in his Hasbro look. It will be shipping in September. We mentioned them all in June. Tommy Dreamer, Raven, Sabu. Those are still up there as well as Evergreen Machos. That is collectmajor.com. Over on Big Bad Toy Store for Boss Fight Studio, you got Solaire and Ultimo Dragon, as well as the WWE Playmobil First Raw set, Attitude Era set, and the Rock Monster Truck. Those are all available at Big Bad Toy Store. Hassel Toys still has those Quebeccers, glasses, and extra hands to put on your 95 shelf in your D12s, I should say. That is Grapplers and Gimmicks. And for KWK, I checked to see what the July pre-order is. I did not see, unfortunately. It was still the Fantastics were up on J&J Figures, so those are still available. If you guys missed out, you can still run over there and pick those up. And also Kevin Kelly as well, too. That is the pre-orders, or kind of lack thereof, for the month of July. Hopefully we'll have more for you next week. By the way, we're recording before 4th of July. I just kind of want to preface that before we get into the news.
Yep. So. We are before the 4th. I almost grabbed a tasty beverage to celebrate, Jeff, but this is a family show.
A tasty beverage? What beverage?
Cutwater.
Cutwater. What's that?
It's like basically alcohol in a can. It's like a pre-mixed cocktail.
But you can still do that.
No. It's a family show, Jeff. Trying to keep my pants on.
Oh, all right. You don't have to. You can Donald Duck it, dude. Winnie the Pooh Bear. Let's go. All right, let's jump into that news. Big Shot Pillow Buddies, Danhausen. They showed off their Danhausen. He has the cape. They also have mini versions of Danhausen. Those are available at getbigshots.com.
Yeah, so if you ever wanted 7 inches of Danhausen, Big Shots has you covered.
You're lucky to get 7 inches.
You have to pay human monies to get 7 inches of Danhausen.
You know what I love, dude, is my coworker, Eric. He doesn't watch wrestling at all. but his YouTube algorithm, I should say, has been flooded with Danhausen stuff. He's now in love with Danhausen. His morning wake up alarm is Danhausen music.
That's incredible. I mean, that's crossover appeal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody who's not a wrestling fan suddenly is into wrestling a little bit because of this person. That crossover is there. We've talked about it before. It's maddening that AEW had him and didn't do any of this. Again, WWE's been in business a long time. Maybe they know what they're looking for. They can see things that AEW just can't see, hasn't been around long enough to see. But watching Danhausen do, and again, all the congratulations to Danhausen. I think it's incredible what he's done with his talent. I love it. I think it's great. And I love that fans have really taken to him. But it's so frustrating that AEW had this on their roster for days and didn't capitalize on any of it.
I just want to throw this out there. Do you think it was bad timing the time that Danhausen was there?
What do you mean bad timing?
So AEW, after the whole CM Punk, Jack Perry fight, AEW kind of went through a little bit of a funk. They kind of took a little bit of a hit with no Punk and all that stuff. But do you think that it was bad timing for Danhausen to be there? Like, they could have done more, obviously, like what WWE's doing with them. They could have done more. Do you think that it was just bad timing?
Does AEW know how to do more? Do they know how to like cross promote with the NBA? Obviously, they could do it with the NFL. He could have been cursing teams in the NFL instead of the NBA. They've got that connection to the Jaguars. I don't know if they know how to do that.
To the NBA, no. But to football, yes.
Yeah, you could have had Danhausen showing up on broadcasts at Jaguar Stadium, like cursing teams as they come in. That would have been, it would have been a start. It would have been something. They never did that. Maybe it was bad timing. But again, I don't know if AEW knows how to do that. Maybe they're so focused on just being a wrestling promotion that they don't worry about am I missing something? I don't think they've done any crossover stuff. They're doing like crossovers with comic books and stuff with DC because they're on HBO.
Okay, that's something.
Yeah, it's way cooler than like Danhausen being involved with the Knicks and having a special jersey made. And yeah, come on, dude.
All right. I understand.
Yeah, it's like I want to see AEW do more of that, like start to get that crossover appeal.
Okay.
You watch WWE do it all the time. And I want to see AEW do more of that and become bigger. But again, time. It's going to take time. Yep. So I'm willing to wait. I'm invested in their product now. I like what they're doing. Will Ospreay's character with the whole Death Riders thing. There's a lot of story. There's a lot of meat on the bone there. So I'm excited to see where that story goes. So they do wrestling well. I think they do wrestling well. Let's get that branch out, that crossover to pull more fans in. No gatekeeping. Don't do that. Don't be a gatekeeper to AEW. If people want to come watch, let them in.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good for business.
Especially when they've got $50 tickets.
Yeah, exactly.
I keep going back to that, dude. Like, I was like, this is great. $50 tickets compared to $300 at WrestleMania.
Those tickets we got for AEW, if that was a WWE show, would have been easily $250.
Yeah, dude. Those seats probably about $150, $175 easily.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, all day WWE could sell those tickets for that. And that's just the greed from one side versus the people wanting to give you more value, more bang for your buck, if you will, on AEW side. So that's where my money's going to go.
Okay.
I'm going to go to more wrestling shows as long as they're not on Sundays at 5:00.
If they're on Saturdays at 5:00, let's go.
I'm in. You've got my money, sir.
All right, moving along. Zombie showed off his 4th of July Macho Man. It's a USA retro, so similar to his WrestleMania 7 Macho, but it's Macho in USA gear. That is up on zombiesailor.com.
He wore that outfit on the USS Intrepid, didn't he? When Lex Luger slammed Yoko, or was that a Monday Night Raw outfit? So
I remember it from Monday Night Raw, but now I'm trying to think. I think now you got me second guessing if he did that on the Intrepid.
Yeah, I can't remember if he did on the aircraft carrier or not, but yeah, cool looking retro, man. If you're into the whole Macho Man thing, and could you imagine if somebody had every Macho Man retro? The amount of money in that collection would be insane.
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that have every single Macho Man retro.
Well, here's one you don't have. You better jump on it.
Yep. All right. Moving over to KWK O-Ring. And no, that's not a butthole. Sean Ing has said that numerous times that it's not a butthole.
It's not a figure of a butthole, so don't get excited.
All right. A little thing about KWK's O-Ring Heroes. July is almost here, and we are hard at work on one of the most important projects in KWK brand history, O-Ring Heroes. We truly believe this line has the potential to help shape the future of KWK for years to come. Each wrestler will be available in 2 different variants. Jake Roberts and Bad News Brown will each receive a Squad Circle Toys exclusive, limited to just 100 pieces, inspired by their memorable SummerSlam 1990 encounter. Earl Hebner will also be released in 2 versions, including a limited 100 variant. He'll make his debut alongside the KWK O-Ring Heroes wrestling ring, with each version featuring unique details for collectors. As this brand new line, not all of our regular distributors will be carrying O-Ring Heroes. We are currently targeting an SDCC launch and have even more reveals planned. Stay tuned. July is going to be a huge month with more announcements and a major O-Ring Heroes promotion coming soon. So the O-Ring Heroes is Jake, as he said, 2 Jakes, 2 Bad News, and an Earl Hebner. Jake has different tights on, green and black, and Bad News has white around the knee pads and white stripes in the boots. Jake does come with the snake. Bad News does come with the rat. So that is KWK. And I guess we're going to be announcing more stuff at Comic-Con, right?
It looks like more O-Ring Heroes from Sean. You know what I like about his, so that post that you read, we pulled that off of Facebook. I love that he has like the explosion, the yellow and red explosion behind the figures, just like the G.I. Joe 3 3/4 inch card art. That's a nice touch. I mean, look, the 3 3/4 inch inspiration you could say was pulled from Star Wars. I like to think it's pulled from G.I. Joe, because that was the pins in the shoulders, you know, the O-ring, that's the ring around the Kenners didn't have that. The Kenner Star Wars figures, they didn't have that. So I love that the inspiration for the art is pulled from G.I. Joe. Nice touch.
So that is KWK, and we'll have more later on in July. Major Pod. Okay, now as I had said, we are recording early, so the show may not be out early. It usually drops on Sundays. Well, available this Saturday, so hopefully they're still available when the show drops. Limited to 1,250 figures each. It is Great American Bash Sting. It'll be in blue tights with the American face paint.
How many people do you think muttered a 4-letter word that starts with F when they saw this figure, Jeff?
Because of how awesome it is?
Because here goes another $50.
Oh, yeah, that too, yes.
Yeah, no, it's great, dude. And now that it's limited to, I mean, just over 1,000 pieces, come on now. Yeah. That thing's gonna a safe investment, if you ask me.
It's going to be, 1,250 pieces for Sting. You can't go wrong with. So
no, definitely not. Give us all the surfer. I love that we've mentioned his name a lot in this show. Like, give us all the Sting figures. I've said it numerous times. You can't release enough Sting.
Mm-hmm. So anyways, hopefully that's still available. If you guys are listening to this and you didn't know about it, head over to collectmajor.com and thoughts and prayers if it's still available. If it is, throw that bad boy right in your cart and check out quick.
Or maybe if they're listening to this on Saturday, Jeff, that means that you blessed them and released the show early and they're hearing this and still have time to go get it.
Thoughts and prayers. I've got a lot going on tomorrow and Saturday, so we'll see.
And they're screwed.
And thoughts and prayers. All right. That is collectmajor.com. Great American Bash exclusive Sting, limited to 1,250 figures each. All right. Ringside pre-orders. Those went up this past week. So let's start off with Jazzware. Scott already mentioned the Will Ospreay. He'll be in a kind of from the pictures, I couldn't tell if it was blue and white or purple and white.
It looks like purple and white with a soft goods jacket.
And a soft goods jacket. Thank you. 3 heads total. That will be Will Ospreay. That will be available on Ringside for pre-orders. By the way, I love the Japanese announcer. He is like my favorite announcer of all time.
He gets into it, dude.
Screw you, Mike McGurk. This guy takes the cake. This guy is great. This
guy's a much better blonde announcer.
Oh, well done. No,
he got into it, dude. He was good.
Oh man, I loved when he would announce, because like Justin Roberts is good. He'll get into it, but this guy just had the way of like projecting his voice.
Yeah,
and saying, just side note, also available on Ringside pre-orders, Sting, as Scott had mentioned earlier. Orange and blue gear, 3 heads total. And Scott's already picked it up. What'd you say, $34.99?
$34.99 each version. All 3 heads have a different paint job on them. And I don't know if this is going to come with a jacket or not. This to me is kind of like basically an unrivaled figure. So you would think $24.99. This is $10 more. So I'm wondering if there's going to be more, if there's going to be a soft goods jacket or some other accessory with the figure outside of the 3 heads and then just the figure.
One other thing I do want to throw out there. Also, if you can, and Will Ospreay is doing a signing, go get his autograph. Really nice guy. I've met him twice. Met him at WrestleCon this past year, and I met him at West Coast Wrestling or West Coast Pro Wrestling out here in San Francisco as well. And just the nicest guy. Treats each fan great. So if you can, get his auto. Here's a figure for you guys to pick up. Get it in. Hopefully you see him at a signing and you can get it signed. So let's jump over to Mattel Ringside pre-orders from the Vault series. Mr. America, Trick Williams, Brock Lesnar, and a suited Triple H. That is from the Vault series.
Cool that Mr. America's coming back. That's a great figure.
That was an Elite series a while back, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was an Elite. And I actually got mine off of BBTS. I didn't open it. It's hanging up on the wall. It was one that I went to open and I'm like, I think I just like this thing carded, the way it's posed in the card. I left it alone. I couldn't open it. I saw it and I was like, this thing is just awesome. Mm-hmm. Really cool figure. Glad it's coming back out so people have a second chance at it.
Elite Series 128. That series is available for pre-order. Jelly Roll, R-Truth, JC Jane, her first figure, Randy Orton, Seth Rollins, and Tala Tonga, as well as his first figure. That is Elite Series 128.
Or as Jim Cornette calls him, Taller Tonga.
Taller Tonga. So listening to your drunk wrestling co-host, Ed, at the show, I can kind of see why Jim Cornette gets frustrated with AEW, because there's stuff that shouldn't make sense that does.
Agree. Yeah.
But again, the wrestling was so entertaining, it kept you glued. So, I mean, most matches did. There were some matches where you're kind of like, you kind of, this one could have probably been left off, that type of thing. But,
or it could have gone shorter, like the Sasha and Maya World match. Sorry, Mercedes and Maya World match.
That match got botched because of the wardrobe malfunction.
Oh, big time.
That match would have been better if the wardrobe malfunction did not happen.
Well, sure, but it didn't need to go as long as it did. My opinion.
No.
I mean, at the end, I don't know if it was because they were tired or what, but they were really botching moves. It was like, come on. Like, maybe if you guys went like 10 minutes shorter on this thing, you'd have a little more energy. You wouldn't be dropping people. But, again, whatever. I had fun. It was a good show.
Yeah. Ultimate Editions Series 33 is also available on Ringside Collectibles for pre-order. CM Punk, Sheamus, and Liv Morgan. Those figures have not been shown off just yet. Probably San Diego Comic-Con, you'll be seeing those.
The Liv Morgan, I think, was a sculpt at Access, correct?
Yeah,
or
it was
WWE World.
Yeah, it was a sculpt, not the finished product.
Right.
So that is the news. Again, hopefully you guys head over to Collect Major, and hopefully there's some figures for you to pick up for the Great American Bash Sting.
You think the Sheamus will be burger after burger?
Oh,
Sheamus?
Come on now.
What?
We
don't have that version of Sheamus yet.
He's going to look like me.
And not like me.
Oh, come on now.
Fat burger after fat burger.
Closing down fat burgers. That should be your tagline. Closing down fat burgers every night.
Closing down fat burgers since 26.
I love that. By the way, I'm going to name this show Clobber Lang 2.
Did people enjoy that, Jeff? Finding out that you thought it was Clobber Lang the whole time?
Nate texted me and he said I think he spit out his water, or he spit out something. For 40 years, I can't remember when Mr. T was, I can't remember the year Mr. T was in Rocky, but I think it was
82, 83, something like that. 82, maybe.
Okay. For 40 something years, dude, I always thought it was Clobber Lang, and I've only watched that movie maybe like 2 or 3 times.
Really?
Yeah.
Easy 10 for me. Easy. I watched it last year.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, right. I thought it was Clobber Lang.
That's hilarious, dude. It makes sense.
And what's funny is they even said it in the movie Ted 2, I should say. They said it in Ted 2. And in my head, I swear I thought Ted said Clobber Lang, but when you go back and watch it, he says Clubber Lang. But in my head, as many times as I've watched Ted 2, I swear I thought he said Clobber Lang.
You even had the figure. That's what makes this so funny, dude.
Dude, I was ripping that card open, dude. I didn't pay attention to cardboards with names on or anything. I knew who it was. I wanted to just chew on the boxing gloves.
Yeah, we were at the store. Dad goes, you each get one. And I'm like, I'm going to get Mr. T. And then you grabbed Mr. T. And I'm like, fine, I'll get Rocky.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, you got Mr. T.
Well, I remember
Rocky.
I remember grabbing Mr. T. But
yeah, we each got one. And I'm like, I don't even know if they had a second Mr. T, but I'm like, I don't want two of the same. I guarantee that's what I'm thinking at the time. I don't want two of the same. So I'm like, I'll just get Rocky. It's fine. And then I'll try to steal Jeff's at some point. No, we got home. You were busy chewing on gloves. That wasn't happening.
I was chewing on the boxing. I think I took your Rocky too, just to have them box.
Probably.
That sounds about right. All right, let's jump into that nostalgia segment. We are going to go back to, again, November of 2019. We're going to read off some questions that were asked to Steve Ozer. I've been a little bit more selective on the questions. I want to have some questions that kind of pertain to now.
Got it. That we could answer now, like definitively.
Exactly. Okay, so this first question, November 2019, comes in from Chip. And I'm going to go question by question because a few of these do have multiple questions. Has there been any consideration in making an elite Jerry Lawler in his 1997 commentator interview gear? Steve said, yes, there has. Most options you guys toss our way are discussed. I probably want the exact same figures as all you guys. Number 2, are Hawk and Animal still under a deal? If so, is there a chance we could get elites of them in their 97 return gear? For reference, both the above with how they looked at WrestleMania 13. Steve said, we haven't had access to LOD for quite some time, hence the lack of figures over the last few years.
There was a big gap in Road Warriors figures / Legion of Doom figures. Big gap.
So I pulled that question. The reason I pulled that question is because 7 years later, we're still saying Mattel has not had LOD figures.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this has been going on for a while now.
Yeah, it sucks. It really sucks. But thankfully, we're getting them from other sources. Mm-hmm. As we know, Ringside has a set of LOD up there right now. And I'm really hoping that if they are going to continue making Legion of Doom / Road Warriors figures, we get something from the AWA era / WCW. There's a couple different looks they can go with, like Animal's Mohawk was sometimes taller and sometimes it was shorter. When they won the NWA / WCW tag team titles, Animal was rocking that really, really short, almost like buzz cut Mohawk. Mm-hmm. I would like to see an Animal with that, but then I would like to see an 85 Animal from their AWA runs or their like Crockett Cup run. So I think that there's still a couple of looks we can get from the Road Warriors. We could also still get the SummerSlam looks, which we still haven't gotten in figure form outside of the Everest series from Toonie. Mm-hmm. So there's still different looks they can give us in Legion of Doom. And to me, Legion of Doom figures are like Sting. Us collectors can't get enough. You pump them out, we're going to buy them. Legion of Doom in blue from I consider that like their mid 90s WCW look. They could give us those as well. Don't need to do big numbers of figures, but collectors are going to buy them. So keep pumping them out.
And Scott will keep buying them.
Look, I bought the Zubas Nerds Closet. So you give me a good look Road Warriors, I'm going to purchase them.
Did you ever get the battle pack with them in the blue?
I did not purchase that. One of our listeners gave me that.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Yo, that man, a thank you. Christmas.
Oh, card. I did several times. Yeah. He sent me that. And it was a Road Warriors like Madball, where one side was Animal's face and the other side was Hawk.
Hawks. Yeah.
Yeah. But he sent me the blue shoulder pad LOD loose and just awesome. They're in fact, they're on, I think you can see them right there. I have 2 WCW shelves. There's Harlem Heat. See what my finger is?
Yep.
And there's the Road Warriors.
More peanut butter, please.
Don't get it on my jacket.
Sorry, spoiler alert for those that have not seen Jackass 5.
Go see it. If you are even remotely a fan of Jackass at any point since 2000, go see the movie. It is such a great send-off for the whole thing.
You know, and this ties back to you and I. So Scott and I have always gone and seen Jackass opening weekend. And, you know, throughout the movie, and this is a little bit of a spoiler, Knoxville gets choked up a few times when they say this is it. This is the last Jackass. and Knoxville gets teary-eyed and choked up a couple of times. It wasn't until after we watched it and I got home and then next day and all that stuff that I was like, oh, this is the last time Scott and I will go see a Jackass movie opening night. Cause that was a tradition. And I'm like, I didn't get choked up or teary-eyed, but it was kind of like, oh,
it's the end of an era.
Yeah, exactly. So anyways.
Yeah, no, you're right, dude. That's it. That's it. And again, amazing movie. It was the perfect bow on the entire thing. But one thing I will say, and Christopher Dean brought this up too, it's definitely a brand that needs figures.
Mm-hmm.
And I think reaction style 3 3/4 inch would be perfect. Obviously, we got a Knoxville from Mattel. They could have done Wee Man. They could have done Steve-O. They could have done Pontius. But I think that line is perfectly suited for a 3 3/4 inch to start. And certain guys you could do an ultimate of. I think a Knoxville ultimate from Super 7 would be incredible. A Steve-O ultimate would be awesome. There's so many different faces you could put with them. And yeah, definitely a line that needs figures.
100% agree. Next question comes in November 2019 as well. Comes in from Artie Kendall. Was there an official reason why the Winged Eagle was released with a black globe when it was never black on TV? And why the black globe is still getting released instead of proper blue globe? It was kind of black during the Bret Yokozuna Hulk Hogan transition, but it was just dirty. Steve says design used reference photos that featured the title with a black globe. Both black and blue globes have been released on Mattel Winged Eagle titles. So there was a follow-up to what Steve just said. Follow-up, since it was mentioned, is the Mattel design team allowed to use other sources outside of reference photos? Steve said yes, and we do. The reference photos are the best quality, but if they are not available, the design team can pull from other sources. The reason I pulled that one and how that translates to today is they've gone in and revamped the Winged Eagle title for figures. So it kind of transitions into today as well.
And think of the amount of titles we've gotten from 2019 to today. Who would have guessed we would have gotten a UWF or an AWA heavyweight?
Right.
That's wild to me.
Those AWA tags are up next, man. I'm hoping those are at San Diego Comic-Con.
Yes, I hope so. And again, you've got to think that they would put that on a Scott Hall. I don't think a Kurt Hennig would make a lot of sense. As we've mentioned, they just did a Legends figure of him that came with the AWA heavyweight. So I think it makes a lot of sense to do a big Scott Hall and put those AWA tags with him.
Yeah. All right. November 2019 comes in from Hase, or is it Jace?
Could be Jace. Could
Jace?
Be Hase.
AFA, any chance we'll see the purple Winged Eagle belt, Warrior versus Slaughter, and yellow IC belt soon? I can imagine lots of use for the yellow IC belt on future Warriors, but as the Rumble 91 Warrior has already been produced, could the purple belt be featured in a belt pack maybe? Steve says, I'm sure we could figure out a way of releasing them at some point.
Yep. And it took, 4 years?
Sounds about right.
4 or 5 years. Yeah. So I actually have that Warrior in the DTOL. And then I believe they did a Royal Rumble Warrior, the red package Royal Rumble. And I believe that came with the yellow Intercontinental title, if I'm not mistaken.
Doing the Rolodex.
You know what? I've got it on the wall. Give me 1 sec. I'll go look. I'll confirm it right now. Real time. Red card, yellow Intercontinental title.
Okay. Perfect.
So yeah, they've done both of those that guy wanted. It just takes them some time. That's all.
Yeah. Give them time. Calm down. All right. Next question. November 2019 comes in from Mongo Bears. Are there any gimmicks that are considered not acceptable to be replicated by Mattel, such as Val Venus, gold dust and leather straps, etc.? Steve says yes. There's some common sense gimmicks or looks that wouldn't be appropriate at retail.
Clearly.
Hence why blood figures are on ringside and not at stores.
Yeah. Yep. Can't touch blood.
Yep.
Ringside can.
Ringside can, yes. But it took them a while to bring out the bloody figures too.
I wonder if Mattel ever got the rights to do Al Snow, if they would be able to release the mannequin head with the figure. So say it's Job Squad Al Snow. Does he come with the mannequin head? Because remember that whole uproar when he came out in the late
Walmart.
90s.
At Walmart, yep.
Exactly. So I wonder if that would be like frowned upon now.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think nowadays people would just be like walk right by it.
Probably. Yeah, it wouldn't be a big deal.
Yeah. November 2019, the Hitman Kid said, do you guys always decide which attire gets released for a wrestler? Or do the wrestlers themselves approach you about releasing their favorite attire? Steve said, we usually decide looks. Sometimes we work with WWE ahead of time, like the Ali figures and the most recent Velveteen Dream. Ooh, that's a bad word nowadays.
Oops.
Whoops. How do you decide, back to Hitman Kid's question, how do you decide where to place a legend in a line? Do you just insert the wrestler in right after getting the approval to make them? Steve says the core team involved usually decides where to place legends. We decide based on a lot of factors like perceived demand, viable looks, precious releases, length of contract, tooling budget, available, etc. WWE then needs to approve, and they may have requests or adjustments. Another question from Hitman Kid. I understand that you request wrestlers that you would like to make. Do you ever get it in reverse? Like, does WWE send you a memo about wanting this wrestler attire to be added to a certain line?
Good question.
Yeah, it's actually a really good question. Steve said, while we create the initial lineups, WWE has final say, and yes, they can make adjustments and have specific requests at times.
Oh, so they do have requests for things. They just don't talk about it on TV.
Yeah.
Come on, you guys.
November 2019 came in from Vamp55. I'm interested in your thoughts on the Ultimate Edition line. I believe it was planned for there to be 4 in the first year and then bump it up to 8 the following. Is this still the plan? And can you drop a hint about a future name? Pushing my luck, I know. Steve said, there were 4 in the first year since the line launched on June 1st. Year 2 has a full year, so we get 8 figures. Yes, this is still the plan.
And no, you can't get a hint.
And no hint for you, Vamp. Any thoughts on diecast belts? Mattel makes Hot Wheels so clearly, has the skill resources to make small metal objects with great paint apps. Seems like a no-brainer to me. I honestly thought this would have been a great selling point in the Ultimates. Steve says diecast belts would be cool, but it wasn't the point of Ultimate figures. Ultimate figs allow complete posability from arena entrance through in-ring action with swappable parts and increased articulation for more expressive posing. If we added diecast titles, we'd need to remove heads, hands, entrance gear, etc. Maybe premium titles would work somewhere else in the future. Last question from Vamp. Have you guys explored the idea of numbering the store exclusives like one of a 5,000 would really add to the collector experience in my view, and it's not like it will attract more scalpers. That ship sailed months ago. No, and Steve said no numbered editions happening anytime soon.
Although Jazzwares did.
Jazzwares did. Yes, exactly. And those were hot. Those were a hotbed at first.
Yes, they were. At first, they were. Absolutely.
All right. Next question comes in from the last dude. Without naming names, obviously, has there ever been any talent that's been difficult to work with? Steve said yes. Just the nature of working with a variety of human beings.
I want to know who.
It's Hogan. It was always Hogan's fault.
It was Hogan for sure.
It was definitely Hogan. And last question of the nostalgia segment from November of 2019. Kyokin said, without asking for specific names, how far out do you guys have the Ultimate Editions planned? Now, this is in 2019. Steve answered, we have spring 2021 locked in with solid ideas for the rest of 2021. One more question from Kyokin. And hypothetically, if you guys were to make Ultimate Sting, would you prefer to do Surfer era Sting or Crow era Sting? Steve said, I'd prefer to see Surfer Sting in Ultimate first. His entrance jacket could use some posability.
Yeah, that's exactly the one I would pick. As iconic as Crow Sting is, Surfer Sting is just that much more iconic. That was the initial iteration of Sting and is always going to be my favorite. But I mean, obviously, if they still had Sting, we would have gotten Ultimates for both of those. I mean, how many Bretts have we gotten? Multiple. We've gotten multiple Kurt Angles. It makes a lot of sense that if you've got a character like Sting, you're going to do 2 of his most iconic looks. And I think the cool thing with that Crow Sting Ultimate is that you could give us that face paint that we never got. Mm-hmm. That botched or that Castaway Legends that somebody's got, because I think it was finished. We just never saw the light of day. You could give us that face paint Sting in that set of heads. So just another cool thing. If you had to pick the color on an ultimate surfer sting, what color would you pick? I mean, neon pink, neon green, neon orange,
so
yellow.
Doing the Rolodex quickly in my head, did they ever do a pink tight sting? I'm doing the Rolodex. I remember the green. I remember the Great American Bash.
Do you remember that sting that came with that? What was it? The Undertaker? They did a 2-pack or something. He came.
I remember Sting and Warrior, but Sting was a Crow Sting.
Yeah, that was Crow Sting. I thought they did a 2-pack of Sting and Undertaker. You know what? If only there was a resource that we could go to
might have to use it. We might have to use
all
it.
The Sting figures. Yeah, I think we're going to have to consult. We're going to have to consult the database here, Jeff.
If there was a pink option, I would go pink.
Agree.
Maybe a black jacket too. I think a black jacket would look good. Not to go Bret Hart style, but like a black jacket with pink tights.
Yes. Okay. So there was a Sting with a surfboard and it came with Undertaker. It was a battle pack. Sting is in white.
Okay. And they did the orange. I remember the orange as well.
And they did a neon green. That was a basic.
So I would go pink. Why not?
I'm with you on that. They did white a couple of times. His Elite was white that came with that Polly Pocket style jacket.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think pink with black boots would be the base. And then I would think battle damaged face paint, or even like Jazzwares did with the 3 different styles of paint on the face, do something like that. But I always like when they do like one battle damaged, like he was just involved in a match. So yeah, I think if you were going to do a Surfer Sting Ultimate pink with black boots would be my pick too. But like a hot pink.
And good job to Jazzwares on their Sting figures. All the looks that they did on Sting, I thought they did well.
For sure. For sure. They did really, really good on Sting. Well, they got a B-. So
yeah, exactly.
Nothing to shake a stick at.
Sting helped that B-.
He did. Absolutely.
Yeah. And that is it for the show. Check out our buddies over at TB Toycast, Positively Pro Wrestling Podcast. Brian over at the Legendary Wrestling Figures. By the way, Brian's birthday is coming up, so a happy 52nd birthday to you, kind sir.
Happy birthday, dude. I hope it's great.
Happy birthday, Mr. LJN. Happy birthday to you. Rubbing my nipples. All right. I made it weird enough. All right.
Work the shirt back on.
Work the Art Podcast with Jeff and Jamie. Pods Extra to Change with Nick Dunham and his son. Again, thank you for Scott's Ultimate Warrior. Trivia with Buds. Ryan Buds, we love you, man. Chick Foley Show and EJ and Rucker doing Boot to the Face. Rucker, love you, man. That is it for episode 545. Scott, anything else?
Stay safe, stay healthy. Fig Life since 2016. Happy toy hunting. And be good to each other out there. And thank you guys for listening to this show every week. You guys give Jeff and I the inspiration to keep these shows pumping out to you guys. So again, thank you for listening. We love you.
Absolutely. Thank you guys. I'm sorry for the ads that are going on our show, but it's helping. So thank you guys.
Wait, what's helping? The ads or the boner pills?
Well, both.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Yeah. But and I always love hearing the random ads that pop up. It's just so funny, dude. Like I get, so we're in the Bay Area, so we have a lot of diversity out here. So I get a lot of Spanish ads.
Interesting.
I hear people getting like come and go places out there, like Quick Stop or whatnot. Like
Rub and Tug. Oh, I thought you meant like Rub and Tugs. Like
no.
If I had a Rub and Tug, I'd name it Come and Go.
By the way, all Rub and Tugs, we're open for sponsorship. And
as long as you give us a discount.
Yeah, we need a discount code.
And also for the crows.
Rub and Tugs 60. Get 60% off.
60. Not even buy one, get one free. Just
I know. But anyways, no, thank you. Because I'm sorry about the ads, but the ads are helping. So anywho. Thank you for listening to the show. So for episode 545, we got 545, we got 455 to 1,000.
Very good. Very good.
When I hit 550 episodes, I think my math should be pretty smooth sailing on that one.
Yes, those are easy numbers to deal with. Yes.
Adios.
Yeah. Fullyposeable. Let's go. Jeff and Scott, the Toon Brothers, busting out the ring. But we don't take it out the box, MOC. Happy toy hunting, we'll see you next week. We're the OGs of WFP. Fullyposeable, thank you all for listening. It ain't no storyline, real life siblings. So everybody go and do your toy spotting. Hashtag Fig Life, adios from the Kings.